Listen, we not even gonna waste time with the intros because we got a guest. I ain't even call him a guest. This is friend of the program. Greg Jones and G2 Hoops is with us. You see him, he got his seatbelt on. I mean, he's on the way to something important if it's him. He's definitely on the way to something important. So we're gonna get right into it, man. NCAA season preview. Fellas, let's just jump right to it. G2, the women's calendar. I looked at the first 2 months of the season and I was like, it's gonna be a lot of greasy food nights. Cause me and my man MJ got a saying, say the better the game is, the worse the food is. And South Carolina, SC, UConn, and some of the other blue bloods got some bangers of games to start, man. So G2, off the top, what do you think about like this? The pre-conference schedule is like March. It's like mid-March to me.
So, first and foremost, thank y'all for having me on. You guys are hard to find. I had to check with Jay Ham's personal assistant to get on. So I'm just happy and thankful that y'all let me on tonight. Let's start right there first. Let's do that. Let's do that first. All right. Now, as we all know, no matter if you grew up in that type of neighborhood or you ventured into your local food spot in the neighborhood, you can tell you about to have some good eating, quote unquote, when you see that paper bag and they got the grease at the bottom and it's a little wet. You understand it's about to get dangerous one way or the other. And that's what this first couple of weeks is looking like in the women's college basketball. It's about to get real. It's one of those things. Okay, if you say who you are, you have to show and prove, and you got to perform because you see the type of money that's being poured into the women's side of basketball now, and that's from the W all the way down to grassroots. So now, people want to see action. They want to see those games, and it is not for the weak of heart. So I'm interested. I love it. I'm gonna be able to check out a couple of games in person myself. I'm ready to see, man. It's gonna be interesting. To see how teams look right around Thanksgiving, but how they look around Christmas, and then going into conference play.
Yeah, I mean, we the kind of the game that's highlighted. The one game, I mean, I ain't gonna say the one game, a game that's highlighted because it's so many. You got USC versus UConn like December 21st, I believe. But before that, Baylor got big games. Ohio State has big games. UCLA has big games. Like, and to me, I love it. Like, me and Ham a little bit older, so we remember like no disrespect. We remember like Syracuse on the men's side would play like the slowest non-conference schedule. You're like, man, I don't want to see this. But the women, like you said, G2 getting right to it. Trav and Ham in the building. Trav and Ham early in the not just the women's schedule early, but just this season period. I think coming off of last year with all the hype around Angel Reese and Kaylin Clark is just building. And to me, the talent pool has only gotten bigger despite their exit.
You want to go first? It's on me? Oh, wow. To be honest, the talent pool has expanded and is about to overflow with talent ever since those two. I mean, if you really just kept up with it, this this 20 just the 2027 class alone that's here now. These freshmen that's becoming sophomores this year, it's unbelievable, man. Again, you got Juju, you got Full Wiley, you got Michaela Williams, you got Booker, you got big Crocs over there in Iowa, you got Hannah, you got all these folks, and that's just rounding off five or six, just right off the top.
Yeah.
So you want to, yes, they may have put the eyes on them. But now you finna start recognizing that this women game is actually pretty damn good, man. And just appreciate the good basketball that they play because actually with these girls on here, these teams are real good. Period. They're real good. So, man, this year, like you said, you got early games like that December game you talking about. I think did I say USC and Notre Dame gonna play in a classic?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Do y'all understand the clash of the Titans that's finna go down in there?
Yeah.
Psh, man, come on, man. Y'all better get with the program. If y'all ain't with it now, man, y'all missing out.
Ham?
I think that was either today or yesterday. I'd be lost in terms of time because I don't work a normal work schedule. I be at work at like 2 in the morning and shit. So it'd be kind of flipped out. I might have said this Sunday. I might have said it today. But I'm looking forward to women's basketball overall this season, more so than I am the fellas, for a few reasons. The fellas, we kind of know what it is, but I think we kind of need a refresher. We need something else for us hoop heads, because see us. Let's just get it understood for the people. We watch basketball. Women, men, 8 and under, 10 and under, if they hooping and it's available for our eyes to see, we will tune in and watch. Just because we are basketball people. Just what it is. Basketball, what's our slogan?
Basketball for the people, by the people.
By the people. Now, like Trav said, you get November, December, and those early pre-conference joints. I like it on both of the men and women's side now because you can't duck nobody. Feet sweep tournaments, all this stuff. They invite everybody to this stuff, man. And it's like, there's plenty of venues to play. You can go to Vegas. Vegas can have 4 tournaments going on at once.
Right.
Across the street from each other, but it's an exciting time to watch the game grow, man. And like the great Dusty Rose said, man, if you don't dig this, man, you at the wrong address. Just as something.
G2, I want to go back to you, and we're going to get to this on the men's side, but I think the women's transfer portal has been as interesting as the men's side. I think the men's side of the transfer portal is going a little crazy, but we're going to get to that shortly. Who G2 as a transfer, you like, these one or two are going to be, this could swing the whole thing, these couple transfer.
You know what? I think you can go and look no further and see what USC did.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at look what they had coming in as freshmen, but if you look what they snatched up in that portal, hey, it's about to get real. Like that battle for Queen of LA about to be serious this year between USC and UCLA. Like that's gonna be some grown women basketball that's about to happen. And a lot of it has to do with the transfers that both of them were able to get. So I'll say USC, UCLA. When you look across the board, it's a couple more. But I think also, I would say, the young lady who that was at Oregon State. So you had one that went to USC, and you had one at the post that went to, I guess you could call a post that went to Oklahoma.
With Oklahoma.
Yeah. So like it's about to be interesting to see how some of this shake up. I hope everybody's prepared for what's about to take place on and off the court.
Yeah, the shift is real. So G2, let me ask you this then. We talk about the star power, we talk about the shifts. But then at the end of the day, it's still South Carolina. And South Carolina still is going to be South Carolina. Is this the year? I'm not going to say a fall off because they ain't going to ever fall off.
Mhm.
Is there a real contender for somebody who could really on a Saturday in March or
Mhm.
a Monday night in April
Mhm.
do something with South Carolina?
To be honest with you, I love what Coach Don does. I think they're still going to be in the hunt, but I don't. I can name maybe 2 or 3 teams that's probably going to be ahead of them this year, and
Mm.
that's no slight to them. That's just everybody else is healthy now. Like somebody going to have to deal with what's in Stores, Connecticut. Like that,
Yeah.
that's about to look. And the crazy part, everybody know Paige, AZ, Ashton Shade, KK, but one name that a lot of people do not know because she she got hurt right before her freshman season started is a young lady from Egypt that is, man, special. Special. And for those that saw her play with the national team, they know exactly who I'm talking about, and they know exactly what she looked like on that court. So when you look at a UConn, you look at Notre Dame, right? By them getting back Olivia, now you got that two-headed monster back. That backcourt is going to resemble what you saw when you looked at Delonte West and Jameer Nelson. That's what that backcourt going to look like.
Mm.
That backcourt going to get real for a lot of people, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on defense. It's about to get real. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, I already mentioned USC, UCLA. Like we mentioned those two. But it's a couple of dark horses. Like come March, I don't think a lot of people are going to want to see Iowa State. I don't. Hey, come March, you never know. It might be some Texas. Roy Harmon back.
I was about to say that we talk about people returning that people have forgotten.
Yeah,
Rory Harmon was hurt almost all of last year.
He sure
he
was.
back.
The whole year.
That monster over there though, Booker. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. Now and then they got speaking of transfers, they got the young lady that came from Michigan that led Michigan in scoring from Ohio. You see what I'm saying? It's about to be, it's about to get ugly. And I can't, and this is not to say previous years, women's basketball has always been good, but I think when you start adding what NIL has done, good, better, and different, and now you're starting to put a dollar value on not just the players, but the programs, and then like what these games now mean. You know what I'm saying? Now they have more meaning because of the brands that are behind those players and those programs. Like, hey, we got to produce. It never was this, but it's definitely not for kicks and giggles no more.
No, it is no longer. Oh yeah, it's March. The men's tournament is on. I'll just happen to tune in to the women if I can catch it. It has become appointment viewing, and
Absolutely.
the schedule reflects it. Like to get Notre Dame and UConn early, USC, UConn early. Like you talk about Iowa State has like I was like it's gonna be some games before by the time we get to Christmas, we're gonna find out a lot about a lot of teams by the time we get to Christmas because almost everybody in that top 10 to 15 got at least 2 tests early in the season.
You know what it remind me of? It reminded me of like the late '80s, early '90s college basketball on ESPN. Just the excitement and hysteria, where it was like we had something to look forward to pretty much every night. In that sense, and they build it up like that now. Then when you look about it, think about it, just how much they being broadcasted now too, just across the platform.
Right.
Like that, you got games on NBC and Peacock. You got CBS getting into the act with it. Sunday afternoons, they pretty much give them the prime slot, you know what I'm saying, for there. So it's like they give in and they turn it out in good numbers, you know what I'm saying, on top of it. So it's like it's growing in the same way that it did for the men's game in the 80s and 90s through pretty much the same vehicle, ESPN, NBC, ABC, the same people. It's just watching kind of their history repeat itself, but just on the opposite side, just going over with the ladies. I think shit kind of cool, man. It's the historian in me. That's all.
Now, while we still got G2 on, I do want to talk a little bit about the WNBA finals. And then, but I really want to get G2's thought on the kind of announcement today on the players deciding to opt out of the CBA. Because I really want to get that perspective. But Liberty taking in 5, a controversial 5th game to say the least. Um, but it was despite the patchy officiating, we'll call it, I thought it was a great series. I thought for all the people who were, well, if certain players are playing in it ain't gonna be no fun. I enjoyed every game. I thought it was a great series. I thought they had great drama. I think what I loved about it was that the world got introduced to another great player. Yes, the Liberty won the chip. Cool. But the world got introduced to Nafisa Collier.
Yes.
And I thought she played, I don't even tag it in a losing effort. I thought the 5 games she played was as good a 5 games as I seen somebody play in the WNBA final. Like she was great. But Trav, Hamilton, you was plugged in. G2 is plugged in. WNBA finals, man. Give me your thoughts.
Man, that series is a perfect example of if you don't take care of your business at the beginning, it's gonna bite you at the end.
Yep.
Because the Liberty started off with her missing them free with Stewart missing the free throws, got hunted, stole one. Same thing happened. What's that? Game 3. Minnesota had to lead the whole game. You let one go. So now it comes down to game 5. Yes, all the eyes. What was it? 18,000 in Barclays last night?
Wow.
Plus the viewership of us. And it go down like that. And history, funny how history repeated itself because it damn near repeated itself again. With Stewart at the free throw line, she didn't miss one, she missed 2. Thank God for Big Jones tapped that ball out. They got it back. End up doing something, what you said. But like I always say, if you win in the game, don't put the game in the hands of the referees. And that's exactly what happened to Minnesota. Because somebody had traveled to Biggie Small house to the Barcade Play Center and challenge is clean. I would like for somebody here to disagree with that. If y'all seen that play, that challenge was clean. I think it was clean.
Yeah, I didn't.
They called a foul, but you gotta knock them out when you at their place. And Minnesota didn't do that. So stuff like that happens. But in all, it was a good 5-game series. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for next year.
It's a hell of a year, period, man. Hell of a season, hell of a postseason. The people paid attention. You know, they did just some of it was hate watching, but they punk ass watched. That's all we needed to do. Check it out. We've been telling y'all, the WNBA been cool, man. Y'all just catching on. Come on in, the water side. It's hooping. It's just what it is. I think I hadn't seen the official ratings number, and I really don't do the ratings thing, but it's like to watch that just gradually just increase,
Yeah.
even without, even if you do have a certain star that's not there, which we hear that all the time. Whenever LeBron ain't been in the playoffs, oh, the ratings don't suck. I don't give a fuck. We watching the playoffs, dog. Again, we watch basketball, people. It's some people that really just that we just enjoy the sport. Sure, we would like to see the big names and the stars come out. We can red carpet the jump for all we give a fuck. But we just want the ball to go up. Let's get a tip off. Let's get it rocking. That's all we asking for. And that's really all the ladies have been asking for the longest. Y'all know me. I've been defending the WNBA for a long time. G2 even had damn. Just why are you even arguing with these people? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So but it's like they've been loud and wrong for a long time.
Right.
And now the ladies have gotten louder right back at them, and they ain't wrong. They deliver. So, but I have to say this. That's a bullshit way to end the season, man.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. You know, I had no rooting interest in the finals, but I didn't like how they ended. G2, I'm gonna get you back in here for what you can tell us. You can't tell us a lot. You know how it is. We respect it. G14 classified information with G2. The players opting out of the CBA. Good. I mean, not good or bad, but what does that have any impact in the short term with them deciding to opt out?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of layers. So, like, before we even get to the CBA, let's talk about viewership, right? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people say, "Oh, nobody was watching the W." But if you look at the research, like, there's documentation that says, in a certain over a certain period of time, ESPN deliberately did not show the W games like they were supposed to because the people at the head said that in their minds, well, nobody wants to watch this, or they were trying to devalue the W. And this was years ago, because if you look at it, right, they'd say, oh man, this is a record since 1999, or this is a record since 1998, or this is, but when you go back and look at it, right, all of the WNBA teams that initially started were all playing in NBA arenas, and they were averaging 20,000 a game. See what I'm saying? So when you start looking at it, like, okay, well, what happened? Because something got lost in translation along the way. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about. So when you kind of go through the seasons and you see what's going on and you see how, you know, the league is what, 85% black. But when you look at the marketing of the players, you don't see them like that you supposed to. Right. A lot of that, because at the end of the, and that goes into the evaluations, that goes into how you make your money off the court, that goes to shoe deals, that goes to just overall of like, how does this thing really work? Like, how do the gears really turn? Right. When you look at a player like Fee, man, you got to think about Fee was a freshman when Stewie was a senior at UConn. Mm-hmm. Right. And we also understand just from the male to female and what the women have to go through with their bodies. If you look at when Fee came in the league, right? Then you look at COVID hits. Then she has a child. Now she's back. She's like, nah, I'm here. I always been a killer. Now I'm a serial killer now. She took that time. Fee probably has the best footwork in the WNBA. Like, her shit is amazing. Like, she get to it. She don't care. It's kind of like, and it's one of those things. It's like I said, again, so many layers. You know, Steph Curry kind of gets this because they see him and they look, okay, he's light skin, eyes. He ain't grow up like X, Y, and Z. Fee kind of got a lot of that as well. And then when you start, she bites. Oh, she ain't scared of nobody. And it sucks because outside of Asia Wilson having a historical season, if Asia didn't do that, Fee would have been MVP and Defensive Player of the Year and a gold medal and should have won the finals and would have been MVP. Like the only you talking about at that time on the women's side looking at a Swoops and on the men's side looking at Jordan. As far as that you talking about a calendar, like a real calendar year?
Yeah.
It's tough. And then when you look at it, yesterday I wanted the Lynx to win because just as a basketball person and you see what they're doing and no one even had them in the beginning of the year even getting to the finals. And she just said, nah, I'm putting y'all on my back. It was like Stewie didn't have a good game. Sabrina didn't have a good game. Like you would have thought that they would have won. Like it was, but then like what Trav said, take care of your business when you got to take care of your business.
Facts.
Yeah.
Stop playing with these folks out here.
Because you look at that game, Stewart and Sabrina go 5 for 34 combined. You supposed to win that game. You supposed to win that game by about 10.
You could play that scenario out 10 times in a row, and the only time Liberty will win was last night.
Last night,
yeah.
That's it. And it sucks because it was a good game. But okay, now let's get back into the layers, right? I'm not a fan of referees that officiate college basketball games officiating professional games, especially in the finals. I'm not a fan of that because they make the same bad calls in the college games that they do in the WNBA.
Professional games, right?
Man,
and that ain't, to me, that's just wild to me. So when you mention the CBA, me personally, absolutely they should have opted out. Is the best thing ever. So you got this 1 year, which is kind of like that grace gap year. Majority of people are only going to sign a 1 year deal if they're in that category. And then we got to get to it. We got to get to this money. When you look at revenue shares, it's not what it's supposed to be. When you look at transparency as far as how much these owners are really making with these teams, when you look at merchandise, when you look at even translating that to off the court, right? So now with the CBA changing and we know the money's going to go up, I expect these young ladies' shoe deals to go up or any other brand deals that they may have. As far as like what I could talk about, can't talk about, one of the things I can say is like, I really hope the present W players and the ones that are coming up behind them really understand to take care of your business and read what people are agreeing to on your behalf. Because a lot of them don't read that CBA. A lot of them don't have people in their corner that understands what that CBA was. You know what I mean? As far as what they agreed to. If you read it and you see some of the stuff in there, you'll be like, ain't no way in the world someone would agree to this. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm happy. I have a few players in the league, so for me, it's like, all right, about time. Let's figure out, let's do real business. You know what I mean? Overall, this year was interesting. I enjoyed it because for me, it's like, hey, hoops is hoops. People want to talk, that's cool. I'd look at it, it's not a positive or negative thing, it's just engagement. Like, so, if the eyeballs are watching or it's more eyeballs than what people thought it was, okay, cool. Capitalize on that and get your coin. You know what I mean? This was a unique year for me because I think I was on TMZ, Sports Illustrated. I was on everything. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. I wasn't tripping on it. It's just like, all right, for me, it's like, all right, well, I don't play them type of games. That's just what it is.
It's so funny you talk about that, G2. We know you off this camera. Yeah, conversation all the time. When that whole thing happened, I remember I woke up in the morning, I read the news. Dana Evans, I'm like, nah. That's the first thing I was like, nah, I know it ain't. What Big Boy said, I know that ain't who I think it is. I what I'm thinking, man. And I was like, my boy in the window, DMZ. I was like, man.
Big
But
shot.
people have to understand. So what? So like, I'm a firm believer in a few things. One of those things being 48 laws of power, right? And this is what I mean by that. So people that understood. Okay, let's just say this: the people that knew who I was talking to,
right?
They got the message.
Oh, I know. If you saying this, there's a purpose. It ain't just being said just for the hell of it.
So, yeah, but people don't understand.
They don't understand.
They thinking this is directed towards fans or players or to the lady making popcorn. No, I ain't talking to y'all. Yeah. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
Right.
The people that know who I was talking about, they know because we saw what happened a couple of days after that.
Yeah.
When what you do hit TikTok in the masses, that's how I seen it.
Y'all know what's so crazy?
I'm like, man, this girl is literally going off on G2. She don't know him from a grain of salt.
She don't. But it's the thing of it is, man, she don't know. She doesn't know me. She don't know Dana. She don't know the situation. She don't know the situation. All it is, and a lot of times in these scenarios and situations, people just want you to just acknowledge them. If I would have been like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" or "Hey, such and such," oh man, okay, cool. Like we had a situation once on Twitter where, man, somebody was saying something about Dana, and then she actually acknowledged that they existed, and then next thing you know, oh man, can you sign my jersey? And it's like, wait, what?
What?
It's crazy stuff, but I enjoy it because man, where we come from, this is just like another day. I don't care about none of that stuff. Like, but for me, what we not gonna do is you're not about to play with me. Let's just keep it where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So, like the TikTok. Matter of fact, I didn't even, and it's so crazy because I'm on TikTok, but normally I'm on TikTok at nighttime when I'm about to go to bed and I'm just watching videos. Right. And it's normally be my man's in Turkey when he's shaving people and getting them a line in and stuff and shampooing their head. And it's like, yep, it's time to go to bed. That's normally what be popping up. So I didn't even know, I guess as people say, viral on social media. I didn't know until like 4 or 5 days later. Like I didn't know.
Oh.
That way you know you in your own lane and you ain't even worried about nothing else.
But see, this show you the difference, right? Like, so me, we got the group chat or whatever. Mm-hmm. So my first reaction was, who's talking crazy to my boy? But then I'm like, nah, there's a method to it. You just gotta let it. Mm-hmm. You just gotta let it be. Well, I was like, but I knew it was something. I knew it was a purpose to it. I knew one thing about G2, he don't just he not somebody just spout off just because
he moved too smart.
So I was like,
to even know like something like that would happen.
Talking crazy to my guy, fellas. We gonna wrap this up about 10-15 minutes. G2, if you could stay. Because I want to get into some of the men's side.
That's why I said I got a few minutes to talk about the men's because I'm interested in hearing your thoughts about the season, some of the players. So go ahead.
So here's my thought on this, and maybe this is just a function of to me the transfer portal is kind of out of control in the men's game. Now maybe that's me being the old man in the clouds. I get it, but like Kentucky.
Lord.
Like Kentucky, USC, Arkansas, Michigan, just like we just gonna put 11 new guys on the floor.
That's exactly what they doing. That's exactly
Like that's incomprehensible to me. Yeah. And to me, what that shows is what this leads to is all the talk about Cooper Flag at Duke, all the talk about Alabama. I still think we're gonna mess around and see UConn playing on the first Monday in April. After all this,
I think so. Man, Hurley has he's figured out the keys to the matrix over there. And what's going to happen is, at the end of the day, I get people saying that, oh, we want the kids to get paid. I'm with them getting paid too, but they have to understand these are still kids. And the one thing that you cannot negate or not pay attention to is these are not pros. These are not mercenaries in a sense where I could drop you off and you gonna do your job, and when we go home, I ain't gotta talk to you. They on campus together, they living with each other. They gotta build some type of chemistry together. And you cannot do that when every year you got 8 new players coming in on your team. Like it's just impossible. So between the NIL and the national letter of intent going away, we about to have some problems. And when I say problems, I hope people are really paying attention to how this thing is about to shift and how it's going to look, because it's not about to be all peaches and cream like people think.
right?
Not.
It to me, Trav Ham. This is what I think. Not only do I think is UConn is going to playing again for the title. This is where, as much as we joke, we laugh about guys being in school a long time. To me, this is where North Carolina and Kansas specifically got the leg up on everybody else.
Right.
Maybe they don't have the NBA players that somebody else got, but they got the leg up on experience. Like to me,
You're right.
Kansas, North Carolina, and J Hand Trav, y'all jump in wherever you want to. But I look to me, they the next in line. Not Alabama, not who else? Iowa State got a pretty solid team. But to me, whoever got some continuity
They
are
got
the
that
team to look at.
experience. Kansas, we make fun of Kansas because Perry Ellis. Perry Ellis is doing RAs right now. And he running the dorm room right now, man. He's still at Kansas, man. Probably NIL deal, but we just make fun of that. But like you said, experience is the key to surviving and advancing this year. That I believe in. I believe in it this year. But if it's one team I got an eye on, I really want to see how good Rutgers is.
Yeah.
I really want to see how I want to see Ron Harper's son and Ace Bailey. I really want to see how good that team is. Cause they beat did they beat St. John's the other night?
Yeah, preseason game.
St. John's in the preseason game. Patino, they looked it good, but I want to see them in a little bit of adversity. I want to see them, see how them young guys going to react. See if they can muster up enough brain power and enough basketball IQ to win certain games, because they're in a conference that they're going to be tested. They're going to be tested. But I'm keeping an eye on Rutgers this year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Rutgers is in an interesting spot, because if this experiment works for them, they about to get some kids they don't have no business getting for the next but in about the next 3 to 5 years, they about to get some kids they have no business getting if this works. And if that happens, it's some folks in trouble if that happens, especially when you look on that East Coast.
Feast week. I figure all this shit out by Feast week.
Feast week tells it all, man.
Because I was going to say this off the cuss. Don't ask me nothing about Memphis. I don't know.
That's the show to itself.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know, y'all. When I find out, I'll let y'all know.
So I got a question. I got a question for y'all, though. I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
What what is the issue in down there, like in Memphis? Like what like why can't they just like get it right?
Again, I don't know, G. I really don't. I have no answer
don't
for
know.
this.
We don't know.
I look at it like this. They won't even answer my question in regards to how they project themselves as a top 20 job. That job is a top 20 job. And I'm like, you ain't got nothing to stand on. Sure, you got some nice aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
You got some stuff that can make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
But historically, anybody that's won in your program, they ended up on probation. They ended up with sanctions of some kind.
Yeah.
Dana Kirk went to jail, for God's sakes. I'm just saying. Man was scalping tickets, man.
Man, you know what, Ham? Bottom line, what I'm seeing from Memphis is trying to do blue blood stuff, but the only thing that's blue blood that you got in Memphis is the coach.
So basically, you saying they're great value blue blood.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
See, there you go.
So
Get dropped, but I'm gonna tell them this.
Who else is in that category of what y'all just named? Who else?
Great value blue blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting. You know what?
That's a good question.
If you got time again, we're gonna make a list and you're gonna come in here and approve it.
Yeah, because the reason I'm saying that, like, I think Memphis is. I think the university is what it is. I think Memphis is just one of those unique places where it's more of what the embodiment of the city and the culture that makes people say this is a top 20 job in the country. Right. It really has nothing to do with the basketball program. Like, it really doesn't. And when you look at, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir because that's your stomping grounds. But it's like when you look at the history of what the city of Memphis is and what it means and what it stands for, it's just like when you look at just those, as far as like the culture, right? Our culture. And you look at the cities around this country that have like their own identity that other cities try to mimic, right? Memphis is one of those that's like it's just Memphis. It's like you no matter, I don't care where you at, you be like, oh yeah, they from Memphis.
you know what, G2? Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. I ain't making fun of you. Mm-hmm. See, you got your glasses on. Mm-hmm. You ain't got no contacts on or or anything. So when you take your glasses off, how well do you see far away?
Decent.
But it's decent, but it ain't what you wanted it to be, right?
I'll put it this way. If you I'll have to just go off of your word. If you tell me that's Holly Berry walking up the street versus one of the clumps, then I'm gonna have to be like,
you need a couple more steps. You need a couple more steps.
I need a couple more. I need a couple more to get my balance together to understand what I'm dealing with.
The reason why I say that because the next team that I'm going to mention is that. And again, the next time we get you on, we're gonna get you to validate the list that we have, and that's Indiana.
So, again, you are right. The thing that says IU for being IU is because it's the Hoosier State. And basketball is just a different... Okay, think about it, right? Purdue just made it to the national championship game. And more people are talking... And I'm a Purdue grad, so I understand. And more people are trying to talk about what Mike Wilson is doing at IU. Mm-hmm. It's just what it... it's a couple... I'm about to put the school out there out west on that list too.
What I'm getting at, this list that we're going to make, notice the common theme of these places that we're saying that we see that college team and basketball is its baby. You look at it in it, Hoosier, Indy,
Mm-hmm.
Bloomberg, whatever it's wherever the hell is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's his baby. You look at Memphis.
But see,
That's his baby.
Trav, the difference between IU and Memphis is when you look at IU, it's not really Bloomington. It's the entire state.
Yeah.
So it is as some of the young boys in Chicago say, it hit different. Like it's when you look at it, it's like, nah, because when you look at the state, you have IU, you have Purdue, you have Notre Dame, you have Valpo, you have, think about it. Look what Butler was doing not that long ago.
Man, making noise.
You see what I'm like? When you start to see, like, it's just different, man. Like they say, basketball in Indiana is religion, and it's real, but it's also some delusion what they come with that too.
Mm-hmm.
So when we make this list, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have G2 back in December. We definitely got to promote your tournaments. So that's what we're gonna be back.
We got some matchups.
I saw the sneak. I'll call it the sneak preview of who's going to be there. Yeah, it's tough.
We got some matchups though, for sure.
Question for this list: can you lose your blue blood?
Absolutely. You should be able to.
Can you lose your blue blood?
That's like off on New Jack City. When she was in the crack house, she was the prom queen to win.
You're the prom fiend.
Yeah, no, you absolutely can. Yes, sir. And it's a few of them that is gone.
Because I think if the list is that if you can lose your blue blood status, or you have to have one to get it. Because when you said school out west, I like 3 came to mind.
I got 2 of them, but okay, 3. All right.
3. We gonna hold it for December. We gonna hold it for December.
Now let's do one. You get one, I get one.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the one. Until they win it,
go ahead.
Gonzaga.
I was not. That's interesting. I wasn't even thinking about them.
Till they win it.
Wow.
Have to see, to me. Now they got a factory. It's 25 wins. Gonzaga, you can write 25 to 30 wins in the book. For the last how many years? About 25 years?
Yeah.
You know, Ham, you the historian. You remember the days of Richie Fromm and them.
Yeah. Like, when Dan Dickow come out?
Dan Dickow and them man like that. Yeah. But if you don't win this thing, at some point, either you can't be that without winning it.
I would have never said Gonzaga. That's woo.
Now the second team, we talk about blue blood. This is why I say, how long does your blue blood status last?
Okay. Go ahead. We probably got the same school. You about to say? Go ahead.
We might not. No. This is West still. Arizona.
Yeah, we do. They don't know.
That was 1997.
Last time they won it.
Yeah.
And I got off the top of my head, G2, and you can look it up with the 3 Final Fours, maybe, in about the last 25 years.
Yeah.
3. How long you get?
But you know what's interesting about them? I think if they cranked out more pros that actually had like long tenureships in the league, people would give them a pass. But they're not doing that no more.
But so that's
but it's one more though. It's one more.
Go ahead, you got it.
It's one more. That school out there in Westwood.
I knew it.
Okay. Let me say this. You're actually right.
I knew it.
You're actually right, because 1995 was a minute ago. And I got 1 Final Four in 2021. But other than that,
now you got the Kevin Love
Westbrook. The last time, well, you got 21 with Tiger them, right?
Yeah.
But before then, you got the Final Four when they got beat by Memphis, correct?
That's
But
correct.
but let's look at that.
But that's a stretch from 7 to 21.
2008 to 2021 is a
21.
long
That's a
time.
stretch, 13, 14 years.
The thing about it is, how I look at it now. If some of them was to walk in the gym that was on those teams, with the current players at that school know who they are.
That's what kind of covers them a little bit, but it ain't gonna pass in my book,
brother.
Actually, but it's the opposite though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It ain't passing in my book.
But when I say the opposite, they don't, outside of the 21 year, they don't know them.
They don't know them.
They don't know them. And what saves Arizona kind of is almost similar to kind of like what saves Michigan almost. When you are like the originator, when you are like patient zero, when it's like you are the exception of what started whatever it is,
yeah,
that legacy, it don't go nowhere. But it's so hard to compete with that. It's almost like when you look at legendary coaches and when it's their time to go, and now somebody comes in, they struggle. And it's really off of how they lead the game, right? So when you look at it, right, we look at the Titans, right? You look at rest in peace, Coach Big John. When you look at a Lou Olson, when you look at a Dean Smith, right? Then when you look at how Coach K said, "All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm picking who's taking over. And I'm leaving on my terms, and I'm going to stay right next to you off the camera, but I'll make sure you understand everything I know so that you keep this thing rolling." And to be honest with you, when you look at that, John Shire has done the best job of any former player replacing a tight end from like year one of him coming in there.
Yeah.
Everybody else has struggled.
Yeah.
And that hurts, right? Because Coach K has been going now. He's been retired for how many years now?
Coach
Three.
Three.
Okay. Go look at the wins and losses in the 3 years after Lou Olson left, after Big John left, after Roy Williams left Kansas. Go look at them records and tell me what y'all see and what y'all find.
A lot of yeah, it's not good.
A lot of L's.
a lot got lost in translation. Them receipts, you ain't handing stuff down like you were supposed to, and it ain't got nothing to do with them. It's the people around.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I can't wait to make this list because I got some other ones that need to be on there too.
Listen, we're gonna bring you back. We're gonna bring you back about early December to promote tournaments, and we're gonna have our homework ready. We're gonna have the list, blue blood or not.
Okay. I got one more before I go off.
All right. One more.
Y'all tell me. They come on this list now.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Does Syracuse belong on that list?
I will say this for.
Oh, geez. I got an agreement.
I'm gonna say this for Syracuse. I'm gonna say this for Syracuse. It's a pale blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pale blue. It's fading.
Mm-hmm.
It is fading.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give Syracuse two more. I'm gonna give Syracuse about 2-3 more. No, I'm giving two.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him two.
I may have
but
to.
If anybody who I will not argue their blue blood status tough though. I won't. I won't argue it. I won't argue, but it's pale.
Big shot.
It's pale.
That thing over there in 03 is
Them
dusty.
kids don't know who.
They don't.
Outside
The only person they
McNamara
know is Carmelo Anthony.
and McNamara, because he there.
It's dusty over there, man.
They don't know. They don't know them.
It's dusty. And they ain't been. They made a run not too long ago, though.
Did they?
Yes, Syracuse made a run not too long ago. They made go. I want to say 22, 21, 22.
Okay.
It was somewhat like that. They made a run, but again, you don't even know them. You don't even know them so much that they were playing man to man in that Final Four game.
Right.
This is gonna be a great. This show in December gonna be something else because I think
G2 got to be back.
I can't wait. And also, when I come back in December, we're gonna start. I have a couple games under my belt for Popcorn Wars too, because I'm coming after. I already told some of the ads in the area. I'm doing video. Hey, I'm coming after y'all. Don't give me no Reggie. Don't give me no Mid. Don't give me no Burt. Don't give me no. Hey, I need grade A, pure blue magic popcorn.
Blue magic popcorn.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta be serious, man.
I don't need it. I don't need it to be stepped on. You
No,
remember what he said?
They did.
Yeah.
It's a name brand like Pepsi. I get it right.
All right, we gonna get up out of here, man. G2, thank you for being with us, man. We will have you back early December. Mark it down. We're gonna have the Popcorn Wars, the Blue Blood Wars, and we should have about a month of college basketball underneath my feet. Talk some more, man. Trav in the building, Ham in the building. 94 Feel Like basketball for the people, by the people.